Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Chess stream here on Lichess through Twitch. International Master William Pascal, aka Pascal Villamosh, Slaggy, Sparkle Horse is my handle here on Lichess. Troll on a Roll challenge me to 5+3 casual. We're taking challenges in 5+3 casual exclusively. So do not challenge me to rated or a different time control. Astrobate, welcome. Quote Master. Quote Master Flash. Alright, these are my correspondence games ongoing. Just happened to have that out there. Nothing special. Do not help me. I can do it on my own. I can play badly on my own in the correspondence games. So what's up, guys? For the idea of chess and development of the chess mind, we have a picture of the intellectual struggle of mankind. I don't know about that. Reti Ricard. Maybe not. The way it's going, Reti Ricard would be horrified by the average bullet game. Broadcast on Twitch. Hanish Burger. I guess without any further ado, we should start playing some chess here. Welcome to the stream, guys. Feeling good this morning. Glad to be alive. It's good to be alive on this beautiful, very hot summer day here in Budapest. Magyarország. Troll on a Roll, 1500. Chess 960. I hate Chess 960. Play the London system. Disgusting. Well, we can play the chess 960 London system. It's kind of funny. Bishop happens to be on c1. I think it's appropriate here. Getting the bishop outside the diagonal, outside the pawn chain. On the diagonal, outside the pawn chain. Controlling the central square e5. Or I don't advocate like d4, d5, bishop f4 in normal chess. I think after d4, d5, bishop f4 is appropriate. Okay, knight g6, bishop g3. Already black gained a nice juicy tempo on my bishop, so maybe it wasn't such a good move after all. Maybe it just played right into his hands, but Reti Ricard would say that chess is a struggle. Asterbate? Maybe that knight will have some issues itself. So, the temptation to play h4 very strong here. Perhaps a mistake. h4, e5, h5. Maybe I'm just weakening my king side with that move. Or we can try to blast his king on the diagonal. This diagonal here, to me, looks very suspicious for black. Even a3 is interesting. Welcome, Mubot. How are you doing? It's time consuming to play a3. Probably too slow. However, e4 might be interesting. To a sharp position. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Gonna need some help from the audience, I think. Nightmare Griffin, have a great stream. Thank you. I've got 2 challenges already from Sidan and El Rosador. The e4 was kind of impulsive. I think it's likely to be a mistake. I was expecting him to simply take. Always take. In the words of the great Zlatko Alincic. Just keep it simple. Keep your theory simple. Looks like it's a kind of trap, I would say. Knight takes c5, hoping for like pawn takes d5, rook takes d5, rook takes d5, knight f3 check, pawn takes. It's actually material equivalency. I get a rook, a piece, and a pawn for a queen. But I could just take and not recapture the rook on d5. Material equivalency test. I wonder if Troll will even see rook takes d5. He's not really one for combinations. He's probably listening to the stream, though. What if I were setting like a deadly trap, Troll? Sometimes I lie to the audience if I think people are basing their moves on my comments. Schieberspieler, keep it simple. How did you finish up? 7th place? Or was it 7th place yesterday's? All-Star Arena, good to see you. Schieberspieler, do you, being here in Hungary as well, do you know anything about talk of a tournament in the late summer? Where did I see this? Someone mentioned recently that there was a big tournament in Hungary in the late summer, but I don't understand. Like you talked about something, right? I'm a little confused. Bishop g4 might be a good move. He did sacrifice a pawn for this position, but now I'm going to have to sacrifice the exchange. Ooh, that wasn't really the plan. You saw Zalakaros on chess.hu. Okay. I'll have to check it out. I haven't looked at the schedule of chess tournaments. I mean, things are very fluid with the COVID-19. I mean, I don't think, like, if I was a chess organizer, I would bank on promoting a big tournament this summer, but I decided to sack the exchange here. I was kind of strong-armed into it. Black's better. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I guess if you played more Schieberspieler, you might actually gain some rating points. Alright. Queen takes d1. But don't become a professional chess player. If you have another option. If it's your only option, then fine. Do it. Queen takes d1. We've sacrificed a rook for a pawn and a bishop, and the white squares are very weak, but I still don't think that I have enough compensation for this. Exchange down. The Troll's bishop g4 surprised me. I was so convinced by rook takes d5. The problem is after bishop g4, f3. Why didn't I play f3 yet? Bishop f3. Now, you never know if Troll is going to actually see this combination, but I would assume if you see bishop g4, you're going to find bishop takes f3. And that stupid fork on f3 with my king and queen is always going to cost me the game. Knight b6. My pieces are just buried under the rubble. Troll is just crushing me. Perhaps b3. Then my knight can't move. Castling is always an option. This is tough. I'm in a lot of trouble here. I guess I'm just lost. Already lost. Wow, that's a strong 1500. Troll, I don't know, man. Power 1500. Another winning move. Now I'm just lost, I guess. I just want to resign. I'm just lost here. Down the exchange for nothing. Queen d4 was a blunder. I could have just played b3 to begin with. I was lost, but he played this instead. What did I expect him to play there? Rook takes d5, and black is winning. b3, rook takes d5. I presume I'm just down the exchange for nothing. Now the whole position might not even be better for black because this bishop becomes strong. He didn't get his pawn back. It's terrible. Terrible play by both sides. Now white is seriously from worse to better in like one move. One move. Castle. Castling's a good idea, dude. I might do the same. When that bishop comes to life, we're gonna have some trouble on this diagonal. But that's alright. I guess we can shut it down. I hope this works. No, you can't have my queen. This knight is pretty sad. But I can support my c5 pawn. Actually, what am I going to play next move? Wow. Queen h5. Can't say I saw that. So what's happening after queen h5? No games found. I'm better. Man, but the critical moment was when I'm just lost after b3. It takes d5. I'm just lost. I mean, I'm just down the exchange for 0 here. My whole position is refuted. Simple capture on d5. Already my position was screwed up, though. Queen d4 was a blunder. Already I was worse. So the whole combination... f4 was just crazy. Not that bad, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, the computer doesn't see how strong this is. So you get over the horizon to knight c4. Look at that. Even here... Oh, I had f takes e5. Whoa. I did not see this because I thought I'm dropping my d5 pawn. And I figured that I'm busted. Even knight e3, rook takes e5. But apparently I have c4, which I never would have found. So that's where my accidental, the The exchange sacrifice is actually accidentally sound because of f4. But I missed bishop g4. Alright, that was fun. Fun game. Al Reti. Okay, guys, welcome to Challenge Except for Rated. And players with less than 100 games. No rated challenges, no 3-0. If you'd like to challenge me, 5+3 casual, and you have to have 100 games. Sit down, take your time, relax. I don't like Chess 960. Troll forces me to play that. I don't want to. I like it less and less every time I play, I think. French. It's a fun day so far. Chess 960 in the French defense. We had this against somebody last week, or maybe Monday. D4 was played against me. Oh, I don't mind your opening, Schieberspieler. You're not as bad as some people. You don't play the London system. Do you play the Slav? The Caro-Kann and Slav? At least you don't play the London system. Other variants. I need to learn how to play Crazy House, probably. No London system. It gets so boring. Like, they play every game. The random people that I face on Lichess. Sudan plays the London. Alright, guys. So, I have to check out that tournament. There might be a tournament in Hungary. Late August. Something like that. Late summer. Or my challenge is going through El Rosador. Well, you have one. I don't know about all of them. You're in an area with bad... Yeah, it's in. It's been in. Princess Chess. If you don't mind changing your challenge to 5+3. Please. Troll on a roll. The princess can change to 5+3. I'm going to wait on Troll. We just played, and he's already got a new one out there. This is, by the way, like something I made up years ago. Bishop d3. I mean, it's not really a good system. It's not even a system. It's just something to confuse people, like in Blitz chess. It's really not very good for white. But one day I was like frustrated with the French defense. It's almost impossible to keep the tension. It's almost impossible to like not get a closed position against the French defense. And I was like, okay, I'm going to keep the tension no matter what. You know, how can we possibly play in a way that doesn't close the center? You know, I'm going to think how I'm going to do this, you know. So I invented this sort of dubious setup for white. Maybe like 25 years ago. I've been playing it in Blitz ever since. Very deep strategy here. B3 to stop C4. It's kind of like a dunce. It's just like a weird dunce opening. The knight can roll over to E2 and G3 if need be. This might be a problem. I hope for a kind of Lasker Bauer double bishop sacrifice on G7 and H7, although I think after playing this for 20 years I never had a single game where I was able to do a Lasker Bauer. Double bishop sacrifice. It's also pretty much like similar to maybe like an English defense with colors reversed. Sidan played d4. Sit down. Okay, e5 takes. Now let's run through that again. e5 takes. You get a piece, I get a piece. You get a piece, I get a piece. You get a rook, I get a queen. You get a queen, I get a rook. You get a pawn, and I get it. So it's like equal material after all that? That's kind of funny. Although if I go e5, he takes, I take an f6, he could just recapture on f6, actually. That's probably the biggest problem. e5 takes, and it's just like bishop takes f6. Bishop takes c3, and it's like, I have this useless pawn on the queen side. Better to play this. I should also consider probably knight b1, but my knight will have a hard time getting back in the game. You guys will see why I was reluctant to do this. This happened to me against Igor Novikov once in an English defense. It was a very memorable experience. You just don't want that to happen. So Sidan misses it. I mean, it seems like this is the problem. That's why I very often have played a3 in this position. But it's such a slow move, I would rather do without it. But I think I really might need to play a3. Or else like bishop f1. So seriously, he should play most likely after knight e2. My bishop's sort of trapped here. He plays knight b4, and I have to accept this horrible structure, which is just horrible. It's not good. Now it's a different story. My bishop can get out. It can go back to like c4, maybe back to f1. I can play c3 to stop knight b4. His e5 pawn's under pressure. Still black's position is fine, but I don't have this like massive positional issue with like knight b4, knight d3, cd3. My bishop's buried at b2. It's not good for white, I assure everybody. But this was never meant to be like a sound opening. It's like a practical setup. It's a Nimzo. But I joked about this like last week. Once in a blitz game, Kaidanov like dropped his e5 pawn against me. He did something like queen c7, bishop c6, queen c6, and just lost the pawn on e5. That was kind of funny. I haven't had a chance to play it against any other strong players except for Kaidanov, like, that I can remember. But it's funny that the one good player I got to play this against lost. I wouldn't recommend playing it in a serious game, but it's okay for like blitz and rapid chess. And we just have a Nimzo where we doubled his pawns. I mean, even so, black might be okay here. The doubled pawns are not that bad. But at least I know what I'm doing strategically. By the way, Sidan, I mean, he plays a very positional, mature type of game. Against me last time, the only reason I felt he lost was playing too fast. This time he's taking his time. Black has a fairly good center. The double pawns aren't that bad. Not that easy to attack them. This knight is always kind of a question mark. This looks like a tactical trick. I don't mind playing bishop c1 anyway. Black has c4 to try to undouble his pawns. But even so, rook b8 might be a good move, giving him lateral mobility. The Asterbait maneuver? No. And a5 is always double-edged. That pawn becomes more of a pronounced weakness if you push it up to a5. It's generally safer on a7. But again, it's not that easy. I mean, I can play bishop d2. You can defend with bishop c7. It's not that easy for me to put more pressure. But structurally, this could be a problem later on for black. I wanted to not get a closed position. That was the idea. But it's not the French defense, at least. You see, the French defense player has now been forced to play some sort of mutated Nimzo. He's familiar with the structure where he's playing with his pawns on white squares. Okay, so this looks to be just like a donation. Speaking of donations, guys, you're welcome to donate, support the stream. Either subscribe or send a donation here by PayPal, Pawn, Bitcoin. It is my good bishop, sadly. Bye-bye, good bishop. It's nice knowing you. Now maybe I can't allow that knight to come to c3. Knight. Yeah, it's a knight. The bishop to come to c3. It's still early in the morning. Do I accept nudes? Sorry. Shane Bob isn't here. He might be interested. Nude what? That's the question. Oh, photos. No, sorry. Now sit down and just sacrificed the pawn and lost another one. Sit down. It's hungry in here. He just resigned. Yeah, that's another nugget. See, that's what I'm talking about. That structure is loose. Donate to my beer fund. He donated to the pawn fund, but just to show everybody the naked underbelly of my position and how unsound this stupid setup is. After knight e2, it's like this move. What am I going to do after knight b4? Maybe I can play knight c1, actually. I just realized. Because I had looked at knight e5 and doubted that. But knight c1, it might be the lesser of the evils. Still, I don't trust white's position. But I guess that's not so bad. It's funny, the computer... Yeah, now it's coming around. Knight b4. I figure this is not that bad if I have to play knight c1. But against Novikov in English defense, I had to allow something like this, and this is lost for white strategically. That's how bad it is. If I have to allow that, I'm just done. Obviously, bishop c4, I was afraid I'm hanging my e4 pawn. It may not be that bad with some counter tactics. I wasn't sure what was happening here, and this looks a little odd to me. But in the day, I don't lose material. Anyway, so he knows to look for that move. The question is, I've been playing this since 1999, Pedro. But probably a3, if I have to, I'll play a3. This is basically the main line. a6 with the idea of b5, and the idea of c4. And white is only slightly worse, so it's a good system. Alright, troll on a roll, you're going to have to wait. Rossador, Princess Chess, Isoktar from Antarctica. Native Antarctican. Is that what they're called? Antarcticans? Alright, El Rossador. I'm in the mood to play e4. It's Friday. White's only slightly worse. I didn't really look at knight c1 enough. Maybe it's not that bad, knight c1. The Schieberspieler repertoire. Alright. Anyways. I don't fundamentally believe in the Panov attack, but I know it, kind of. And it feels like a queen pawn game. which is actually more familiar to me than e4. I like playing e4, but I don't know it as deeply as the other openings. As I said before on the stream, I never played one tournament game with e4 until I became a master, probably. Not an IM, but a national master. Literally. Bishop f5 is really, really unusual. Probably just a bad move. If you compare this to a Slav, and see, that's where my queen pawn experience comes in handy. If this is a Slav, like, the best move for black is probably bishop c8, but since his pawn is hanging on d5, that's probably not a good option. I guess he can play knight c6 here. That actually could be a problem. No, I have cd. Knight c6, cd, knight d4, queen a4 check. Bye-bye. I mean, bishop f5 is just not a move. And it's not a move after knight f3, knight c6 either, as far as I know. Oh, Rosser, do you play the French? I mean, do you play the Slav defense by any chance? It's that Caro-Kann Slav London. At least he doesn't play the London system with white, right? Brainwashing. Seriously, that's what I hate about the London system. It's like a generation of chess players is being brainwashed by this Eric Rosen, Magnus Carlsen conspiracy, you know? Gata Kamsky. How to highlight message. You just did it. Brainwashing. Get your bishop outside the pawn chain. Yeah, I mean, you've got to keep in mind, though, like, this is not the Slav defense. It's an e4 opening. Your king is in the center of the board. In the queen pawn games, the old school masters called it the closed games. The e4, e5, or e4 openings are called the open games. It's an open game, right? e4 is an open game. Your king is in the center of the board. You need to get it out of there. He's moving his queen bishop on f5 like it's the Slav, you know. That's the issue here. There's no time for that. Ginger GM contributing to the... Yeah, well, he's totally a trend guy. But Ginger GM, he tries to play the London system like it's Trompowsky, because that's his other native territory. But I'll give Ginger GM credit because he is kind of a creative player. But he is contributing to the general... He's contributing to the general London system brainwashing that's going on. A whole generation of chess players will not be able to think for themselves in the opening for like the next 10 years, probably. Yeah, Rossiter is just busted. Improvising on move 4. Sorry, move 5. There are probably other good moves for white, but it seems like queen b3 is the critical test. He had to play, I guess, like maybe queen b6 and sacrifice a pawn. I don't have a better suggestion. I don't know if you can play maybe knight d7 and try to sacrifice a pawn. Just doesn't look good. I'm not sure this is good. Not sure about much of anything. Friday morning. Ginger GM inspires you? Well, I'd like to Simon is creative. He's not teaching people to play like Gata Kamsky. He doesn't play a feeble version of the London system where you're just like robotically developing your pieces. He's trying to turn the London system into the Trompowsky. Knight f7. Triple exclam. Problem with knight f7 is that it's kind of cashing in your chips a little early, feels like. Wait, can I take on e4 and then play d6? No, he's got a defense to that too. Pawn takes. This does disrupt his position substantially. There is substantial discomfort. You might feel a slight pinch in your lower back whilst I make this adjustment. Unfortunately, like, d6 didn't work. But still, he's not outright forced to resign. He just loses the right to castle on a relatively important pawn on f7. Really not sure if I had anything better. Likely I did. I mean, you could just simply make a developing move, like bishop f4 looks strong, although I'm not sure about g5, for example. Maybe black steals the initiative in some line by sacrificing the exchange. Let's say, you know, for amusement's sake, g5, knight g6, gf, knight h8. When my rook is the other word for knight. My knight is trapped on h8 at the end of the day, for example. Okay. So this doesn't really change the situation, I guess. I hope. White just won a pawn on d5 and a pawn on f7. Nothing else is really going on here, essentially. I mean, obviously, like d6 check, bishop e6. Now I have d6 again, but perhaps not the best move. I think just keeping it simple. When you're 2 pawns up, you don't want to get fancy. Welcome, guys, to the stream. Please subscribe and support the stream if you can. Donate, whatnot. Donate pawns, at the very least. Alright, knight d7, good move. We have d6. It's an exchange sacrifice. Not really, though. Knight d7 is okay. I'm no longer overly concerned about g5. Well, you mean like initially I could have played knight takes e4 and d6, but he's taking with the e pawn, and then his queen defends f7 laterally. Keep in mind that didn't work. Rook c8, a good practical try. Do I have d6 with a mating attack? Can that be good? Do I have a mating attack here? Is my queen trapped? There's some sick variations like d6, queen d6, queen g8, bishop e6. He's not going to trap my queen. What did I just do? I just hung my c3 pawn. Alright, good to know. I managed to draw my c3 pawn. Well, that makes it more interesting. Totally forgot he could take on c3. Lazy. Alright, well, at least now we have a good game. Sort of. d6 was a blunder. Miscalculated. Bishop c4. Not so good. So I think I should just focus on getting reorganized here. That's gonna get dangerous. Take, bishop takes, bishop e2, followed by bishop e4 check. I don't think I have time. I just blundered a pawn. I'm one of my 2 extra pawns. Getting overconfident there. Now, Rosador must be strong tactically. He's like 2,000, but he's out of book on move 5. You almost have to be a good tactician to be out of book on move 5 and be around 2,000 rated. Man, how could I screw up my position so much? He's fairly active now, if you think about it. And this bishop b4 coming in. But can I sacrifice another pawn? I mean, that seems a bit much. Bishop c4, knight e5, that's the problem. Bishop c4, knight e5, bishop g8, knight d3 check. Does that even work, though? Maybe it actually works for me. Bishop c4, knight e5, bishop g8. He doesn't really have a good move there. Knight d3 check, king d2. Maybe he does have a good move here. Eric Hansen is very popular with the 12-year-old crowd. No, I'm just kidding. He seems cool. No, I know you're not talking about him. He's also popular with the 12-year-old crowd. Well, Rosen is big with the Scholastic players. The United States of America. He does a lot of teaching for kids. So I imagine most of his audience are like 8-year-old kids. Yeah, you're kind of one of the youngest people in my stream, Charlie. I'm popular with like the 19 to the 19 to like 50 age demographic. A little more mature. Mature people who don't necessarily gravitate toward profanity-laced, Howard Stern-like commentary. Ooh, there's still some tactics. Oof. Look at that. Doctor tactic. We have a way out of this? There's just tactics all over the place. I guess I can play king c3. That's a funny move. Doesn't seem very sane. I know this looks dangerous, and it is. What can I do? I'm trying to force the rooks off the board. Damn, dude. Good thing I have rook takes b7. Or not. Rosador is tough, tactically. Keeps coming up with, like, saving moves. Need to get my rook to a safe place. It was a sloppy, very sloppy game. So, total mess. I was totally winning, and then I blundered d6, got overconfident. I mean, any simple move and I'm winning. It's unreal how bad I can blunder the whole game in one move here, forgetting that you have queen takes c3 check. And it's all gone. Like everything I worked for, almost. This move just barely works. I wasn't sure if you could try sack the exchange here, but I saw this bishop f7. Vastly stronger than taking on g8 because I have like bishop g5. This looks like all that goes on behind the scenes in the chess game. This was hugely important to calculate. I had bishop f7 check before I played into this variation. Anyway, fun game. If not well played, at least we enjoyed a little bit of... I do full-time coaching. That's my thing. Now, full-time chess coaching, streaming, and I make videos for chess lecture. Once in a while, some other stuff. Alright, Troll in a Roll is waiting. He has a bye this round. Already played. We're looking for a pairing for Troll in a Roll. Princess Chess, Sidan, Miro. Chess Hustlers, I'm not playing 5-0 because I like to commentate the games. So if you can, challenge me to 5-3. Mortisel Pro. He's in the younger crowd. He's probably the youngest player here. Alright. I don't do a lot of scholastic coaching, so I'm not popular with kids, but we try to keep it a family-friendly stream, just because. Alright, Princess Chess, what's up? I can't click on your challenge. What's going on here? The 2293 guy, it's a Greek guy? He was challenging me 5-0. Oh, Lapukash. Well, that's fine. I don't mind playing, like, anybody in Blitz. It's just that you're not allowed to play in the Simul Schieberspieler. Because I'm not accepting people who are 2400 in my Simuls. Simul on Sunday, guys. But anybody's welcome to play, you know, in Blitz. Knight f3. Knight f3 is a lazy move, Schieberspieler, but it's strong. It's a move order to get into the system. We like the English. I'd rather be an e4 player, but it just takes so much knowledge to play e4. There's so much to prepare. 6 a.m. Depends if you have to work or not. Yeah, I can occasionally encounter this. I don't know if it's been recommended in any chess literature. Also Queen a5, although usually they castle first. I know some Hungarian players, some pretty strong Hungarian players who played like castle, Queen a5, Glidora. My teammate, one of my teammates, played it. But queen b6 is different. Different yet similar. It's not commonly played that much in this position. I guess I can play knight b3. I don't really like that move that much. I have a thing against putting knights on b3, so typically I'll play e3 here. I have a weak club in the second division, Hobogoi, or Lilafuto, but it's Hobogoi now. It was confusing because we were combined with another team last year, Schieberspieler. We combined with Honved for like a couple years, and now it's separated again. They failed terribly. Like we should have made the first division with this conversion to one team, but a tragedy happened when we should have won the second division like 2 years ago. We lost against like Kecskemét. It was a disaster. I mean, there was no way we should have lost. We should have won the second division easily. And like tragedy happened, and we didn't advance to the first division. So now it's like, it's just a joke. Like we have a kind of weak second division team, medium second division team, but we don't have any chance to win the second division. It's just playing for fun. You remember, you played us. You were just telling me about it. Remember when I played Tomislav Kop? I don't know. We played against your team. Schieberspieler, you might want to get that checked out. I'm an expert in diagnosing dementia, so I know that I have it for sure. No, he doesn't know. I could have changed teams. That was like 2 years ago. It wasn't last year, was it? Maybe it was last year. So that's my dementia kicking in. You didn't see your team on my chess.hu profile? Yeah, it's weird. They've got me down so that like I'm registered by my Budapesti csapat, my Hungarian team not, but by the Budapest team. Somehow I'm like a guest player for Hobogoi. I don't take care of any of this like secretarial stuff. I just let them do whatever they want. They pay me the money and I play. But yeah, bishop g4 interesting. Where should my queen go? I'd like to put it on e2 sometimes here. But I think I'm registered under like a different team. Maybe, I don't know what it's up to now, but I might be registered in the Hungarian Chess Federation under my team for Budapesti Bajnokság. Oh, now you see it. You think, what? Mad as in crazy, you're talking about, Siran. I don't know how many languages you speak, but sometimes people have a hard time with that. English, like British English speakers, will use mad more often to indicate like someone's crazy, mentally ill, or disturbed. Whereas in American English, we don't refer to that. I don't think that people using American English say it like that often. Yeah, I agree. He sounds nuts to me. No, it's not allowed. We don't want to share that here. But thanks for offering. That's an image I can, and the viewers can do without. That's alright. So Princess Jess is trying to trade pieces, it would appear. I don't like committing my pawns to d5. We should have Schieberspieler play this position. What we need now is like knight versus bishop versus knight. Got it on the third try. I don't really like fixing my pawn to d5. I know you're here. We should have you as a guest player on this game, because it looks like the kind of position you would specialize in. But I kind of resent playing d5 here. Now I have to set up what I call the trash compactor, which is like b4, c5. Not so easy to actually execute that here. Yeah, Americans don't use MAD. Oftentimes I misunderstand when people are using the British definition of mad. I mean, technically in American dictionaries, mad is mad. It's crazy too, but very few people in common diction on the street will say it like that. So when Sidan says like he's mad, I'm thinking he's angry about something, you know. He's mad. Princess Chess not creating any weaknesses, but I'm trying to do the compactor over here. Yeah, he probably checks his Fitbit while he's streaming or something. Changing his headband. I did like a meme stream a couple weeks ago, making fun of him. But I don't think he's all there, so we shouldn't really pick on him. He's a little neurotic. Finally, e5. Now the question is, should I switch plans to a new pawn structure, or should I just continue with the compactor on the queen side? I can take on e6. If she takes the pawn on e6, I take on d6 with the freebie donation pawn. Though black might get some counterplay there, it really shouldn't be enough. Maybe rook takes was interesting, trading some pieces. So now we switch from the plan with the compactor back to a more straightforward Isolani. I wonder if black can play d5 somehow. I don't think that's going to work tactically. Yeah, I mean, e5, well, you can understand why someone would want to play e5. They are compressed. They don't have b5. It's very frustrating to play positions like that, Schieberspieler. If you study enough Botvinnik games, you see people freaking out in all sorts of ways. So, like, oftentimes it is a freeing move that's good. Can be. Still, it's like, our advantage isn't that big here. I don't actually know what to do. I feel like maybe I should have gone for the pawn compactor. It was like a bigger advantage. The pawn compactor. Trading pieces now. Okay, we have a static advantage. We did not before have a static advantage. So I was not trading pieces, but I feel like here it's a slightly different story. With the static pawn structure advantage, trading pieces is not necessarily bad for us. That is only one weakness, however. There's another weakness around the black king now, after exchanging the dark sword bishops. Black's done a good job hanging on. B5 is a great try too. Best. Another transition. Transitioning to protect the passed pawn in the endgame advantage. So that's like, that pawn is worth, what, at least like 2 pawns? Under normal circumstances. Now we try to create like a principle of 2 weaknesses. This is weak, the king side is weak. We can alternate back and forth, trying to attack both. Maybe bishop g4. Not a good idea. I was seriously thinking that they could play bishop g4 last move. That was not an option. h6 looks like a good try. Wow. It's hard to get in there. Not that easy to break through. Black is tied down to that pawn on d5. But there's no obvious combination. Oof, black has queen f6 now. They're defending really well. I could easily blow this. However, the lasting nature of the c5 pawn, even if I play like an idiot, it's not that easy to spoil that. I mean, that's kind of the point, right? Bishop takes d5. Not that clear. Bishop takes d5, queen d7. Wow, there's a defense. Queen e5. She's defending brilliantly. I can understand why she's 2075 now. This is incredible. Fast defense. In a difficult position. Not easy to do. Finally, like a slight mistake. The endgame is winning. Now we're Schieberspieler territory here. Still not so easy to make progress. Can I even win this? Wow. Can I even chess? Tricky. Whoa. I screwed this up. My technique was horrifyingly confused. I mean, I probably, like, threw away the game at some point there. I bet I threw it away. Just don't have much time to analyze, but I just want to see if I blatantly allowed a draw any point. Did I ever completely screw this up? Yes. I had completely screwed it up. Dropping that B pawn. This was hard to break through, though. So I'm like winning here. I'm still winning. So if I play C7, I had trouble calculating it, you know, so I went with my king instead. And I'm still winning. But am I? See, even the engine doesn't find the prize. I have to find bishop d7 here with no time left. And I was worried about the b pawn going down. Thank God I have a knight pawn on the king side, not a rook pawn, because that would be a draw. I screwed it up like twice. Charlie Hill. I'm not really doing game analysis. But if you want, just for you, we'll take a quick, momentary look at this game. You won a nice game, looks like. This is what I play with white. It's the wrong square for your bishop. Everything's okay, but the bishop should be on e2. And that's a bad exchange. Don't give up your bishop. This was a good plan, though. You got the white squares. Interesting. So that bishop had an interesting life. And the piece goes. Okay, good game. But remember to put your bishop on e2 in that type of system. Okay, sit down. Hey, it's Miro. You guys are up next. There's a lot of people in the queue. Yeah, it's crazy. I've got 1 million challenges, Sidnus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like 9. So don't challenge me, anybody else. We have like a record number of challenges. Friday I play everybody. It doesn't have to be a subscriber. Actually, it's dropped. It's down to 7 now. But I don't think we'll play more than that in the time that we have remaining. I'll try to play as many games as I can. Yeah, Hissid Nuns. Come back on Monday. We're playing my Simul on Sunday, guys. Simul is the next stream. Sunday, 6:30 p.m. CEST. Charlie Hill, you can't put your bishop on d3 in that Smyslov King's Indian because it gets forked by e5, e4 all the time. It's also vulnerable to being attacked by knights at c5 and e5. So you always want to put it on e2. Though the way you played with like bishop d3, bishop e4, trading off his Queen's Indian bishop was a good idea. Once you gave up your bishop on f6, then consequently it becomes a good plan to trade off his bishop pair. So you did the right thing when you went to exchange his bishop with like bishop e4. And he actually did the right thing when he played c6, which I think is a really incisive move by your opponent. Hey, it's Miro has a tendency to play h3 when it's not 100% necessary. I don't really like the knight c6, c3 Sicilian, but it's playable. But h3 kind of justifies it. I mean, it can't be that bad. You're white. You have the right to one like luxurious move, but I think this move probably spoils your opening advantage. You know, just that one fancy move, a little bit too much for white to get an advantage, necessarily. I don't know if white can force an advantage in the c3 Sicilian, but he can come close to some small advantage. Maybe it's equal with perfect play, but difficult to prove that one way or the other. This definitely seems like a concrete mistake. You're white and you're trading pieces. You know, a lot of people are under the misconception that to play for like a solid game and maybe draw with a higher rated player, it's a good idea to trade pieces. But well, against Schieberspieler especially, or me, any players who like grinding endgames, I don't mind trading pieces. Black's advantage here. Well, Black has an advantage now, most likely. With the knight on f3 and the knight on c6, this isolated pawn can lend itself to giving you middle game attacking chances. But now it's likely to turn to more of a kind of long-term weakness. I'm not certain that I can claim Black as an advantage here. But we can try now. Interesting. Bishop d7, knight c3. Bishop e6. There's checks on b5. So maybe e6 with the idea of queen a5. Maybe white isn't worse in this position. But h3 felt kind of slow. I could play e5 here, by the way. But I don't really want to trade off his isolated pawn. I was thinking about bishop e4. It's not a good move. Not good. You're so used to having a knight that defends that square. I would just drop a piece. That's the #1 way people drop pieces. In my experience as a chess hustler for money, when you play absolute beginners, the #1 tactical mistake that you encounter is like people who drop bishops or whatever with like bishop e5, queen a5 check. Of course there's like total beginners who get mated on f7 or whatever, but this is still what I was like thinking about doing here is literally like the most common way to drop a piece, probably. I'm so used to my knight being able to come out and go to c6, I sort of forgot. But welcome to the stream, everybody. Please support the stream and donate. We can get a donation, pawn or otherwise. BB2, BB Chess. BB Chess isn't here today. It's the Netanyahu of chess. But seriously, knight e4. Looking for discoveries. It feels like I played the Scandinavian, right? I was concerned about knight e4. Chess dares. Baby Chess is here. BB Chess. BB Chess is here. Bishop b4, a3, bishop takes c3. Maybe he even considers taking with the pawn. Connect his hanging pawns. BB Chess is here. Careful now. Gotta be careful about discoveries against my queen. But if you take this position, just the exchange of the knight on f3 and the knight on c6 off the board makes a huge difference in terms of like white's evaluation of white's isolated pawn chances. Just the exchange of one set of pieces probably changes him from being slightly better or equal to slightly worse. Castles, knight e4, queen d5, knight f6, bishop f6. bishop f3, queen d4. That actually might almost save white here, though I win a pawn at b2 at the end. So if knight e4, queen d5, knight f6, bishop f6, bishop f3, queen d4, bishop c6, bc6, rook c6, queen b2, and black stays a pawn up. Maybe white is a better way to play it. My queen doesn't have any squares on this. Well, it does have f5. Actually, that's a good square. Favorite of why you didn't move? Oh, you're scaring me now. I did move. I've got challenges from Mortis, Yusokar, Chess Hustlers, Wikipoo, and Random Rabbit. This was the plan. We're not threatening anything in this position. Actually, I have a choice of pawns. Maybe I'll take on a2. If you get a choice of this pawn or this pawn, which would you rather have? Answer after these messages. Probably the a2 pawn, right? This other one's weak anyway. Why take a weak pawn when you can take a pawn that will, like, break up his structure? Let's see, queen a2, bishop c6, bc6. That will leave me with, actually he has bishop c3 there. Queen d4 is the other option. Well, either way, I mean, he can take on c6. He's going to have chances to draw the game. I'm playing with you. I'm playing another game now? Sit down? What do you mean, like, the game isn't over? We have that situation again? Are you serious, even? Why did nobody tell me about that? When did we realize this? That was like a while ago. You're just telling me now? You're waiting. Dude, what? The game where you should have resigned? Like 8 years ago? Why doesn't my browser like show me that game if it's still going on? It's so weird. Good job by Hey It's Miro. I guess I thought you resigned, Sidan. For some reason. No moves yet. You mean the game started? Why would I start another game with him? We already played. And there's other people waiting to play. I'm confused, officially now. Well, I didn't mean to start. Like, I only play one game against the same players, usually. So I'll have to abort that game, I guess. I don't understand how I started another game. It was a pure accident. Yeah, just abort that game. Now, I only play one game at a time, unless it's Sunday and I'm doing a simul. But thanks for letting me know. I had no clue you were in that other game. That was just an accident. Alright. Break down the queenside structure. He has f4. That's a little concerning. Maybe it's not a big deal. Like CD f4. It might be safer to play it the other way. Now he can't break this. He can't break this pawn duo. Although a good try to go for the e file. Hopefully these aren't going anywhere. Here I've got to watch out for stupid chess tactics based on back rank. He has a nice trick. He has rook d3, queen d3, rook e8 check there. I just saw it and allowed it, but I was freaking out because of the time. Nice tactic Miro had. Still not over though. He might be able to blockade this. I'm just panicking. Good move. Terrible blunders by both sides. Again, like rook e8 check, possible trick there. I don't think it worked in that position though. So, I think I've got ping problems again. My moves seem like they're very slow. Like my mouse is glued down or something. And I usually notice that when ping gets high. I'm around 140. It's about double what it should be. Sorry about that, Sedan. I canceled that game. I didn't mean to accept another challenge from you. But here, guys, look at the tactic he has, right? This is what he should be playing for. He actually got a chance to do it and then missed it. I thought he was actively playing for this. So, this is the point. Rook takes d3. I might still be winning. I don't know, but I kind of doubt it. I have to take the two rooks for the queen. I guess I am still winning if I can hold that pawn. But I can't. Rook takes, queen b5. Rook a2, queen c5. Sorry, that's hanging a rook. Whatever. Like, rook a8, queen c5 here. I wonder if this could be winning. Maybe it is. Because it's so weak against g2. The engine thinks it's a draw. Why can't I double attack g2? He'll have perpetual check or something. Yeah, this is really a funny position. Wow. So it's a draw. Alright, Mortis, the youngest follower. Guys, welcome to the stream. My stream is kind of laggy. Sorry about that. My chat is not updated since a few moments. Ping is only 84 now. That should be okay. I think the Twitch is just slow for me. Though there does seem like a lag. I feel like I have lag, but ping is showing only 79. Knight d2, I feel like is more critical. But for some reason, I don't have good score with both colors in that position. It's also like far more technical, a little bit more boring, I think, than Knight d2. But this is a good move, bishop d2. Carlsen plays this a lot. Best plan for black, and it's... No, here maybe not, actually. I take it back. Yeah, I'm not sure that d5 is best against knight takes. It's definitely best against queen takes d2. Yeah, maybe here you should play like d6. Here I have a sort of comfortable Catalan style position, where you've traded dark square bishops. It's not as good as d6 here. I take it back. But against queen d2, d5 is really good. And you can see Magnus Carlsen games to that effect. So guys, I'm streaming till 1:30. We have an hour left. Is that right? No. Yes. Sorry, 1:30. We have an hour left in the stream. I've got enough time for at least 5 challenges. But black's traded the dark square bishop off, and that should favor white here. And after b6, this exchange on d5 seems good. Normally I like to hold off on that until b6 has been played. But we have good pressure. Still looks like a well-played opening by black. I don't know about rook b8. Getting off the long diagonal I can understand. But I've never seen that in this exact position. Queen a4. a6, queen c6. Queen a4 is kind of awkward, but it is what it is. Pawn hunter. It's just giving me the pawn. Give it to me. Another donation. I know this seems greedy, but it's consequent. I've got to do what I've got to do. And I don't believe that black has enough compensation for this pawn. And my queen is not going to get trapped. Now it's just a matter of consolidation. Want to get the queen back. At the same time, I mean, my queen is not in any danger, and it's holding him down to that bishop on b7. So maybe actually, I shouldn't move my queen, and that's a stereotyped move. Knight takes, pawn takes. Acerbate Pokemon. Asimon. Pikachu. Taking this extends the diagonal of his bishop on b7. Not quite sure how to handle this. It's tempting to take and play like knight d2. It's tempting to bring my queen back to reality. I don't know. This feels like a mistake. My problem was that if I play rook d1, black plays f5. Then again, black can play f5 anyway. You just have to play very carefully. Such a pawn grab type of position. But I still believe in my game here. Queen f6 is a blunder. Plunder. plundering. He does have 92, 92. But his knight's hanging at the end of the day. And that's pivotal pawn in his structure. Guys, challenges from Yosakar, Chess Hustlers, Charlie. Yeah, but now we're just going to be 2 pawns up. He could have gone for knight d2, knight d2, queen d4. But now he's probably lost. I mean, there is the move knight e6. With the idea of knight g5. Gotta take more time. You may have only one good move, and you need to take the time to see if you have it or not, if you can find it. You have knight e6 there with chances of knight g5. Maybe that's your only chance left in this position. He's trying to trap my rook or something, but not so easy to do that. So I feel like use your time here. You're in clearly worse position. This move gives you at least a practical chance of knight g5, knight f3 check. Create some chaos. Now I can play rook c6, right? I looked at this, but I didn't understand. We're up a piece. He just blundered. Opening was okay. But again, I think I like d6 better after knight takes d2. Structurally for black. Black's lost everything. Has to be, what are you quoting? You're reading? What is that, like Latin? I feel like there should be some sort of tactic here. What is that? Marco Girolamo Vida. Oh, it's like a name. I thought there was like Latin words or something. Queen e7. No, black lost too much material. Hemorrhaging material here. Obviously, piece up, easy to win. Centralize the king. Black has no counterplay. His knight is like immobilized. There's no chance. But instructive to finish them off. He's a kid. It's his job. Play it out. I envision a mate. Oof, there goes everything. Old poems. Alright, thanks for the resign. Give other people a chance to play. Isuktar. Isuktar. Wow, my legs hurt. I'm going to change my seating position here. Okay. Okay, guys, welcome to the stream. Don't forget, Sunday we have our simul stream. Tuesday, there's another streamer battle. There is talk about moving streamer battles to the weekend. No definite plans. Does anybody have any feelings about that? Would anybody hate or love the idea of streamer battles being on a weekend time rather than Tuesdays? The Acerbate attack. Hungarian defense. I'm kind of neutral about the streamer battle. But I just don't want it to change time all the time. I want it to be at one time and stay there so I can plan around it. So our next streamer battle is next Tuesday. Ponda Rapid. This is classic position. Isuktar is playing here. The question about d5, you can play d5 in the Joko. In this case, Hungarian defense. Yeah, I mean, you gotta try to play, I guess, bishop h5 here, and maybe sacrifice a pawn. It's probably better than... I wonder if this is even a variation. I think this is an actual variation. Is that crazy, or what? Bishop f3, queen f3, knight d4, queen d5, queen d5, bishop d5, knight c2. There may be some variation where the knight gets trapped on a1 that I saw. Chestnut. Great. Chestnut is playing. I like to plan around things. But I just wanted to ask other people if they had feelings toward the weekend or the Tuesday current time. So seriously, knight d4, queen d5, queen d5, bishop d5, knight c2, and I think I might be able to trap that knight on a1. We should check it after the game. This looks like I get a pawn. But it's not game over quite yet. I'm actually surprised at how much counterplay black has here. In a variation that looks very much like kind of dropping a pawn for nothing. I really need to develop my pieces. Black has tricks with bishop g5. And opposite-colored bishop's not so easy for me to win. Another trick. Acerbate, tell us about tricks. Tricks. How do you feel about tricks? You like tricks. But I don't play for tricks very often. Mostly learned that lesson a long time ago. Man, that's a good move. Let's do the same thing. Tricked you. I don't play for tricks. Just when my opponent plays for tricks. It's sort of revenge. Acerbate is an expert in psychological tricks. I did sort of bullet thinking there. No, I was just making normal moves. He just dropped a piece. Tricked himself. I didn't trick him. We're both sidestepping the diagonal threats, but he forgot, like, his knight is not indirectly protected anymore by the threat of bishop h2 check. That's what you get for playing for tricks. Rookman, what's up? Alright guys, so simul on Sunday, 6:30 CEST. Tuesday, streamer battle. This is unfortunately the end of the line for my opponent. We've got challenges from 5 more. I mean, you ought to probably take on f2 there rather than trade queens. You're down 2 pieces. Go for it. Very important basic rule, but whenever you're losing, you want to keep the game complicated. I mean, that obviously goes for any game, not just chess. Join the club. Chess Hustlers. He's only got 54 games, but he's been waiting this long. I'll let him play. I normally make the rule that it's 100. Just to make sure he didn't win like every single game he played or something. He's got a YouTube channel. Alright. He plays a lot of bullet games. New account. He's got a YouTube channel. Wow. Chess Hustlers. Alright. No problem at all. I guess you get to 2,000 blitz with tricks. You should go to Washington Square Park. The Chess Hustler. Speaking of Chess Hustlers, I think you can get to 2,200 with a tricky style where you really don't understand chess that well, but tactics only, let's say. Not just tricks. I mean, you have to have more than tricks, but a style where you only understand tactics and cheap shots, and you can probably get to like 2,200. The best of that style of players. Objectively. If knight d5, there's this queen a5 check variation, which I hate, honestly. I don't really like that. Oh, he took with the queen. Wait. What's going on? This is book, right? So I've got knight d5. No one plays this. Queen d8, bishop b5, pawn b5, knight b5. Is that it? It's not right. Is that right? That's right. So I'm supposed to play bishop d5, queen d8, bishop d5. I never get this because it never happens. But bishop d5, b5, a b5, knight b5. Threatening to win the exchange. Queen a5 check there. c3. I don't know. Well, I guess it's just a variation. Strange. Nobody plays queen takes f6 in the real world. I assumed this is good for white, but I haven't like looked at it ever. Seriously. I don't know, this is a new account. I don't really like playing people with less than 100 games. But he's actually in trouble here. Rook b8 doesn't really work. So what's the best move? Queen a5 check, b4. Queen a5 check, I have to play c3 or queen d2 or some other move. But that queen d2 is not good enough. It has to be c3. So he loses because of king d7, queen g4 check, and it's mate in one. Or gives up his queen. But I actually have to admit, like, I forgot if this is the right refutation or not. It's just never played. That's so weird, you know? It's funny, like, it's actually not that bad according to the engine. Strange. The engine actually recommends queen takes f6. That is messed up, dude. Bishop takes f6. 16 games with queen f6. But the engine wanted to play queen takes f6 first, and then changed his mind. So our opponent played queen takes f6. It's odd. Knight d5, queen d8, and now I remembered correctly that this is the refutation. But it's funny that it's not that clear. Riccardi actually played this. He's a solid Argentinian grandmaster. He actually played this on purpose and lost to a 2300. So takes. I would play queen a5 check. That's got to be the best line. c3. Funny that Riccardi didn't play queen a5 check. What did he do? Rook a7. Doesn't seem nearly as good as queen a5 check. And now rook a7. I mean, you would think like king d8 might be a move. One of the first chess books I ever got was Andras Shadoryan's book on the Sveshnikov. This was like chapter 1.53879. It had the Dewey Decimal System, like code for the chapters, and I was like wanted to throw it out the window because it made me crazy. I was like 1300 and trying to learn how to play the black side of the Sveshnikov. That's really an odd game, dude. Okay, Wikipu is up, so we better prepare psychologically for the speed of the Wikipu. Sorry, misclick. Very strange game there, this last one. Strange things. Damn. Why can't I go back to my challenges? Alright. Wikipu. Wikipu, a member of our team. Team Panda. Guys, join our team. If you have 100 games, established account, you'd like to join our team and play on Tuesdays in the streamer battles. Yeah, that was a little odd. Slightly strange game. I have no clue. So knight f3. Wikipedia, you did this against me before, right? I'm going to stick to what I liked the game I got against Wikipu last time. We had a fantastic position. Basically, we're cruising to a victory when I started getting distracted. I'm just going to repeat the same thing I played last time. It does seem weird to undouble his pawns. I could see how that's kind of controversial. But I want to, I did analyze this game a little bit with Stockfish last week when I lost against Wikipu, or whenever it was, Monday. It looks like black is just better here. He really shouldn't repeat this. He obviously didn't do his homework if he thinks that this position is good for white. He was like -4 after not so many moves. However, this is an improvement over the last game. So maybe he did do his homework. Last time it was like a really bad move. Don't remember. Maybe queen a4 or something? That actually isn't that bad. I don't remember the exact move order last time. Something strange. So now he's starting e4. He's got something fundamentally good there. There's some interesting lines here. I was even looking at e4, possibly sacrificing a pawn. We have to tackle some tactical questions, but it all hinges on him playing e4 or not. I can't really let him play e4. I'm afraid I'll have to play c5 here. If I have to play c5, it's a concession, but a necessary evil, it looks like. Now his Darksphere Bishop has some scope. Weird. So I can take on d4. If e5 takes on c3. Now I take here. How about knight c6? Some interesting possibilities in this position, but my knight needs to get out. Knight d5's too strong. Played instantly without thought. Wow. Didn't see that. Should have played 95, I guess. He's only used 30 seconds for the whole game. It looks like I'm almost lost in one move. I don't know, he wasn't this strong tactically before. He's like gone crazy strong tactically in the last 6 months. Queen takes d4, knight f6, gf6. Queen takes d4. I feel like I'm lost there tactically. Bishop f6, pawn f6, queen d4, knight f6 check, right? He just wins a piece. So knight d4, bishop f6. I can play this, I guess. I'm lucky if I survive. But I like how he's used 60 seconds for the whole game. I could trade queens into a Schieberspieler-like endgame, but it looks like my endgame chances aren't so good there. So I should try like knight f5, I guess. Knight f5's not a very good outpost. Knight e6 and knight c5 maybe. Black might be able to survive here. Queen d5 played instantaneously without any thought. Like he just knows the best move automatically. It's weird. And now queen f5, threatening queen g4 check. I guess he's just super fast. scary to think what he could come up with if he actually used his time. That's the really frightening thing here. My knight's controlling this entry to the back rank. Super GM. Future Super GM. I can trade queens. Did he just blunder this? Playing too fast? It's weird. Or is it a clever? It's a Scooby-Doo. Crever Trap. It's a good name. Crever Trap. I don't want to get mated. Oh, that's my clock running out. This is your clock. I forgot about the time aspect. It's just ridiculous. Every game he can turn it into a bullet game. Must be playing an awful lot of bullet. If there's a chess site which doesn't have people cheating on it, then let me know. Then one day we can actually like hold tournaments and stuff. That's a weird move. King G5. Unfortunately, cheating on the internet is pretty fundamental. There will be no way to completely rule it out on any chess site ever. Just how well you can mitigate it. But this guy I can vouch for. But he is scary. Scary strong. Though he didn't play his best in this game. I mean, he blundered twice. But he's so fast that even when he blunders, it's scary. Alright, I'm way too low for the camera here. I had to change my position. But I don't like being down here. Guys, I got time for a couple more challenges. The longest he's ever thought on a move. Any rooking game. Any rooking game with those two connectors is winning for me, unless he has two connectors of his own. This would be a good move, wasn't for the fork on e6. Personally, I think Lichess does a pretty good job. Better than the sites where people pay for memberships. The sites like ICC and chess.com, they have sort of incentive. I would say they have a sort of incentive to not catch cheaters because people are paying money to join the site. I managed to screw this up. Jeez. He's got the stalemate. Tactically, he's unbelievable. It's very well might be a draw now. To see that stalemate tactic with like seconds on the clock, it's really unbelievable. Another stalemate tactic with seconds. I think I'll let him have a night. Alright. Man, dude, look at this opening. We repeated the same variation from last time, and he improved with like F3. Unfortunately, our last game, I disagree with this, but Lichess doesn't save the casual games in the opening Explorer, which is ridiculous. So I can't find that at will here. I have to search through my games to find it. We had the same variation last time, but F3 I thought was a good move. So check this out. Rook E8, Rook E1, best move. C5, best move. And now E4, best move. And now CD4, best move. Here I even thought he could try E5, but he plays CD. Okay, now I take, and now only move, knight takes. And now I wanted to play knight D5, but I thought, oh, okay, we'll try to be sneaky or something. And so I played this, and immediately I'm screwed after bishop G5. Like, perfect play. And now I found the best move to hang on. Knight takes D4. It's amazing that I'm not lost in this position. And this is actually what the engine says too. And I joked about knight F5 here, but I literally played the best moves, like every single move, best move. And now queen D5, rook C8, best move. And he just lost this slightly better position. Unbelievable. Alright, we've got time for 2 or 3 more games, guys. Bold Random Rabbit. I'm not going to take a second challenge from Troll. Why did I not take his pawn, Mr. Killy? It was a free pawn. That's the most general question I've ever been asked. Which free pawn? Anonymous. Yeah, baby chess, nice stalemate. Free pawn is a very general concept. There were probably a lot of free pawns. I'm not sure which one you're referring to. I don't remember him offering me a lot of free pawns. He blundered the queen exchange, but even there it shouldn't be that bad for white. Thank you for the game, baby chess. Mubat. That's why we like him, because he's ruthless. We love a roofless. No roof. Ruthless Mubat. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Bold Random Rabbit is 1400 playing A3 against the... It's a subtle move, man. A3. Seriously subtle move. So if I play bishop c5, then b4. But I can take this pawn. I know that that's greedy. It's very greedy, taking the pawn on c4. I mean, a3, seriously? You're 1499 and you play that? Worth every penny at $14.99. I don't know any $14.99s who would play A3 here, sacrificing their C pawn, envisioning like E4 with a rolling attack. Just from finding that move, you're automatically $17.99. But maybe he's an opening specialist. We get some people like that. Their ratings aren't high, but they're really, really expert in openings. A3 is a very subtle move. And if bishop c5, b4, bishop takes f2 check, I don't see if I have anything here. b4 maybe. Bishop c5, b4, bishop takes f2 check, king f2, knight g4 check, with some ideas of queen f6 possibly. But I don't think it's working. Man, that sucks. So he's managed to bottle up my development completely. Knight c4 is bad, and bishop c5 is bad, and bishop e4 is prevented. So what is black supposed to play after a3? I don't even have a clue. What am I supposed to play now? Yeah, draw, okay. Draw. Let's just analyze the game. A3. Is this played? I mean, seriously? It's never been played in a tournament game, and it's an extremely strong move for white. It's the second choice of Stockfish in this position, and you're $14.99 and you're playing that. I mean, come on. What? Alright. Anyway, whatever. I'll take a draw there. I mean, white's better after a3. Fine with me. Theoretical novelty invented by $14.99. Second best move possible, according to Stockfish. Very $14.99-like move. Maybe I'm getting paranoid. At least we can't say he used the opening explorer to find the move, since it didn't exist, in theory, yet, until he invented it. I hate when people do this with white. This taking on c6. Who teaches you to play like this with white? Is there some YouTube channel? Like, I've been asking this question on more than one occasion, but in all honesty, is there like a YouTuber who's teaching people to take on c6, play bishop d3, and then f4? Because I see this so often. It's impossible that it's like collective bargaining. I mean, this guy's 1900. I accept that. Occasional draw against the 1900. The 1499s, that's a little much. What's Acerbate's score against me? The white squares are weak. But this is like a planned system. He does this every game. There are a million people like this guy. They don't know theory, and they think they're supposed to like take on c6. It's bad for white, but it's not that bad. I can't find better than this. I mean, I've sort of tried to find something superior to black's setup here. F5. I just don't know what to do. It's tying down to b2. It's a kind of weird idea. The temptation is to play like e5. I can't even play that. Bishop f5, trade off my good bishop. He'll just move his queen again. Nascent technologies. Now I like e5 better. We really ought to have something here. The guy's used 5 seconds for the whole game. You're playing too much bullet chess. You got a lot of time to think about your moves here. Take advantage of it. Chess is not meant to be played bullet. White is going to get mated. Man. However, we need to be accurate now. This could be a good move. Not certain what the best move is there. Me on Twitch. Me on Twitch is subscribed. 2nd month. And we've got someone asking to join the team. Alright, wait. Open link in new window. Yusuktar. Accepted. Yusuktar is... Sorry if I mispronounced it. Now, knight f3 was his only move, and he found that. So disappointing. Rook f3. Does that work? I feel like there's a forced win here, but I don't see it. Oh, bishop e5. Doesn't quite work. He's used 30 seconds for the whole game. I just don't see a mate. I want to sack the exchange with rook f3. But he has queen f3. Then queen e1 check. Then king up. The problem is, at the end of the day, I'll get mated by like queen f8 or something. Yeah, he just blundered. I mean, the only move here, what? Queen e3 or something? He's got to stay in contact with that. Queen e3. I guess black's better, but I'm not sure if I'm winning. Bishop takes e5 doesn't work. Now I have bishop e2, though. I want rook f3 to work, but it doesn't work. Oh, I have bishop f1. Jeez. That could be a problem. Oof. So that's why black was fearing queen e3. Now white just needs to take his time. No spoilers, Jimmy boy. Don't worry, I never have time to look at the chat anyway. So I'm not gonna cheat. Wow, this is still no mate. Still no mate. Sadly. I guess I can play rook takes f3 and like be up a piece. I didn't really want to trade queens. Queen f3, queen g2, bishop e5 check, and it's over. I don't want to trade queens. I would win, but it would take forever to grind him down in this endgame. But white just needs to take time. I mean, you're playing a strong player relative to yourself. You know, it's like if I played Bullet against the 2600 who had like 5 minutes for the game. Guys, we have time for one more challenge. Maybe. Troll behaves himself. I'll take another one. It's getting hot, guys. 90 degrees today. 90 degrees today in Budapest, and then we're going to get a little bit of rain this weekend, and it'll cool down again. I hope you stay cool wherever you are. In Greece or Las Vegas. Thanks for the subscription. You know what? Yeah. Bishop e2. I get a lot of a3, Rookman. I don't know why everybody plays that. It's like they can't stand the tension or something. It's not such a bad move, but it's not really a great move for white. I wonder if I can play e5, if you can take that pawn. I think I've actually analyzed that position at some point. I have queen d4 and grab on b2 with a better structure. Daniel Dubov. No. I don't know if Daniel Dubov plays this. I was thinking of someone else. So, keeping in the theme of the structure, the structural theme of things, knight a6 is a problem. Or not. Am I going to sack the exchange? Take, check, pling. No. a4, bishop c2. One of my students had a very, very similar game. I don't like it. So I guess I should play bishop g4. It's not very effective with that knight on d2, though. It's odd. So I'm honestly not sure what I should do here. Strange. Knight h5. Another odd idea. And this is a good position to have like 10 minutes to move. The time control of the 1910 World Championship match between Emanuel Lasker and Carl Schlechter was 15 moves an hour. It sounds like a speed of car travel. a4. How do I support that if I should do that? It's a problem. I can't play a4. I hate you for that. I hate you for not letting me play a4. Nightmare Griffin. What a friendly name. He's like, Nightmare Griffin. Have a nice day, all. Have beautiful nightmares. Today. I decided to play bishop g4 finally, because it's just getting in the way of things. If you play h3, I can retreat, I can play bishop h5, retreat conventionally, like bishop here. I thought about, not such a stupid move. Maybe it is. Maybe I'll just take on f3. he who hesitates is lost, right? Not always. Alright, now I can play knight a6. Does that help? I don't know if this is a good idea. Honestly, this doesn't seem right. I'll have to play c6 and put my queen on b6 and try to get some control of the dark squares. Mr. Donkey once did against me. But now I have knight c5 and a4 and all is well in Sludgy land. You didn't even play bishop c2. The bishop is not superior to a knight. Yet. It could become so in the future. But I'm not a fortune teller. Damn it, Jim. I'm a doctor, not a fortune teller. I say this bishop is not as healthy as a knight. Mr. Coffee's not here for our Star Trek jokes. Now we could go to a new level here. Ooh, knight h5 even. It's kind of frisky. There was once this incident before I moved to Boston where Nigel Short went to Harvard Square and played the chess master in Cambridge, Massachusetts. But I think it's kind of a dirty trick, you know. Acerbate. I used to go to Washington Square Park and they didn't know I was like an IM. But once I got stiffed out of a lot of money trying to do that, always ask to pay every game. Never ever trust anybody. First rule of park play. Don't know why I trusted this guy. For some reason I thought he would pay. It was very strange to assume that. The great Carlini. We have a lot of knights. Happy knights. Sad bishop. Rookman, do you play e4 or always d4? You played for cigarettes. Go no further with that. Knight f4. Doesn't matter to me. I quit smoking 9 years ago. OMG. I did it. I did it. I screwed up my whole position. Damn it. That sucks. Fell for this trick. Now white is better. He's just clearly better. He just got my monster knights for a rook. Sneaky. Trappy. Trick. We could lose quite quickly too. What's the Greek master play here? Can't believe I'm gonna fall for that. Oh my god. Horrible. Horrible. What am I thinking? Good job, Rookman. You're gonna make me in a bad mood all day. Congratulations, ruining my Friday mood. and e5. Probably not a good idea. And he just takes on d6. Doesn't consider pushing. He just takes on d6. Sad but true. Alright, so what happens here? Our last chance. Oh, wait. You had that? Perfect timing. Rook e6. Wow. That's convenient. Yeah, I have to resign. Probably the best position I had all day. And I lost it. Unbelievable. Literally the best position I had today. And I was just unsuspecting. Unsuspecting. Can't let down your guard. I had knight c2 here winning the exchange. Didn't even occur to me. Alright guys, I gotta go. I will be back tomorrow, not tomorrow, but Sunday with a simul here on the stream. Congratulations to Rookman. Left my guard down. Damn it. I was undefeated today till that. Alright guys. Thanks for the games, guys. We're gonna be back on Sunday. Don't forget another streamer battle next Tuesday. Thanks guys for playing. We'll see you Sunday at 6:30 CEST. Thanks for joining the team, Pawn Horses Club, and we'll see you on Tuesday for the streamer battle. Bye bye.